Hey guys, how we doing and how we feeling today? Okay, so on this episode, we're gonna talk about and review Olivia Rodrigo's second studio album titled Guts. Now, Olivia Rodrigo is best known for her Billboard Hot 100 number one hits, Driver's License, and Good For You. From her debut album Sour, which dropped back in 2021, the year that she broke out into mainstream success. Now, prior to the album release, we had two singles, Vampire and Bad Idea Right. Now, onto the album itself. So, the album is 39 minutes and 18 seconds long, so it's not that long of a listening session. You can kind of breeze through it. Now, starting with the track list, we have the first track, All American Bitch. This is a strong opening track for the album. This song is very dynamic as it starts off acoustic and switches up to a more pop rock sound in the chorus. Olivia's vocals are especially delightful towards the end of the song. This song can be easily pushed as a single as it has lots of radio hit potential, and this is a song that describes a poster girl for American women, the ideal yet unattainable model that they're all supposed to strive to be. Olivia feels as if she's not doing much to be this perfect American woman, but in the end acknowledges that she really is perfect in her own right. Now, and I forgot to mention, this is the first of my highlights on the album. Now, the second track, Bad Idea Right, another one of my highlights. This is the second single, as I already mentioned. This song is a Billboard Hot 100 top 10 hit already, peaking at number 10. The previous track transitions seamlessly to this track, which I always appreciate when there are, when the songs flow seamlessly in an album. The instrumentation here really livens up the song. What I mean by that is the electric guitar and drums. This song is reminiscent of Brutal, the opening track to Olivia's debut album Sour. It has a similar sound to it. And this is a song about reconnecting with an ex, even with you knowing perfectly well that it's a bad idea, as the title suggests. But in the end, you see no harm in setting your differences with that person aside and just share a new moment together. And this song is pretty relatable, I would say, because we can all go through that. We have an ex that, as I already mentioned, that it's a bad idea. It's not a good idea to see them because of maybe what you went through with them, the bad stuff. But at the same time, you kind of just want to have some fun and see that person again, set that stuff aside for a little while and just reconnect. Now, track number 3, Vampire, another one of my highlights. This is a lead single, as I already mentioned. Olivia slows things down with this track. This song is now a Billboard Hot 100 number one hit, and it also debuted at the number one on the charts. This song is reminiscent of Driver's License, the lead single of Sour, as it also has a similar sound to it as it happened with Bad Idea Right and Brutal. And this piano ballad has a very dramatic flair to it, and Olivia's emotionally charged vocals only add to it. This is a song about someone you had a relationship with that by the end of it showed you their true colors in all their glory. This person made you feel miserable, drained your energy, and sucked the life out of you. Kind of what a vampire would do. And was even embarrassed to be seen publicly with you. Overall, this person and relationship turned out to be toxic, and even people warned you not to be with said person, but for some reason you decided to endure all the pain that they caused you until you realized you had finally had enough. And I find this song to be very relatable because there are a lot of people like this, sadly and unfortunately, that just drain your energy, suck the life out of you. They promise you a good time, but what ends up happening in reality is that, as I already said, they make you miserable. They make you feel bad about yourself. So, and all around, they're just being toxic. So it's best to let go of this kind of person when you realize that they're bad news for you. Now, track number 4, Lazy, another one of my highlights. The instrumentation here, complemented by Olivia's gentle vocals, give the song a soft, laid-back feel and sound. In this song, Olivia describes the kind of woman she strives to be. A part of her admires this lazy character, while the other part of her envies her, which stems from Olivia's bad habit of comparing herself to other women and feeling inferior to them in the process. She admires and envies Lacey so deeply that it borders on attraction. Maybe Olivia is kind of experimenting with her sexuality here. I don't know. That's only my idea. Now, track number 5, Ballad of a Homeschooled Girl. Olivia picks things back up with this track. This song isn't as strong as the previous 4. The first 4 songs are a tremendous initial 4-track run, and sadly this song kind of ends that run, but it's not a bad song by any means. However, the instrumentation isn't too pleasing for the ears. And in this song, Olivia talks about living with social anxiety and just how it throws hurdles her way when engaging in socialization. She struggles to fit in with the people around her, which traces back to her being homeschooled growing up. Moreover, she finds herself being attracted to guys who in reality are gay, even though she had a feeling she was their type, which naturally upsets her. Now, track number 6, Making the Bet, another one of my highlights. Olivia slows things down once again with this song. And in this song, Olivia reflects on her rapid rise to fame with the monumental success of Sour and how she finds herself enjoying herself less as time passes. Now that she has everything she ever wanted, it's not quite what she had envisioned, nor is it what she hoped it would be like. And this song is pretty relatable, well, in this case for artists, for celebrities, because we have heard countless stories of celebrities who, when they reach the point of, big success and fame, they open up to their fans, the general public, and they say that, like, listen, I know that I'm in the limelight and I have like pretty much everything I would want now, but it's not what it all seems to be like. It has its dark side, it has its disadvantages, and its counterpoints. So it's not what, there are people who wish to be famous, who wish to be successful in that way, in the in the media, entertainment, whatever you want to call it, way. but it's not what it's all cut out to be. Now, track number 7, Logical. The use of piano here is brilliant, matching Olivia's vocals excellently. And this song is about the many complexities of love and how it never really is logical, as the title suggests. The relationship here described here is of such nature, one where it's difficult to make rational decisions due to getting caught up in intense feelings. And yeah, I mean, love isn't really logical by any means. It is really complex. It can be really hard to navigate. But in the end, it's also something really beautiful. So we should just, no matter how hard it is, we should just, you know, go through all the hurdles and just find our way. Now, track number 8, Get Him Back, another one of my highlights. This is the third single. After the album released at the time of this recording last Friday, September 8th, this song became a single this past Tuesday, September 12th, with the release of its music video. And Olivia picks things back up with this track. This is an undoubtable high point in the album. And in this song, Olivia talks about a guy she had a relationship with, one who she feels conflicted with. A part of her misses him, and the other part of her despises him for how he treated her. He would gaslight her, be unfaithful to her, argue with her over silly little things, and overall had a bad attitude. Despite all these negatives, however, Olivia wants to win him back, but wants to do so by making him jealous and simply messing with him. And this song is also pretty relatable because we've all been there. There's someone who we were with in the past, and now that we're not with that person, and maybe that person already moved on, but we haven't, you want to win that person back. But sometimes, like Olivia describes in this song, you just want to go about it in a messy way, in a playful way. You want to make him jealous and just get him back, but not in like the healthy way. Now, track number 9, Love is Embarrassing. This is a song about how far love makes us go for someone else, only for that person to end up being a disappointment. The relationship being described here is the teenage kind, which is natural given Olivia wrote this album when she was 19, where it's highly common to think you found the right person for you while barely knowing them for a short period of time, as well as having strong reactions when love doesn't go your way. You even find yourself picturing a whole life with someone who's not meant to end up with you. As soon as you come to realize that these are all bad habits you should absolutely avoid, you start to view the nature of love as embarrassing. And yeah, I mean, love can be pretty embarrassing because, as the song talks about, we end up doing outlandish things out of left field for someone we love. Because, as the song Logical says, love can be embarrassing and it's also never logical. So it makes you do things that you wouldn't normally do, but you do them anyway to get what you want. In this case, the person you like or love. Now, track number 10, The Grudge, the last of my highlights on the album. Olivia slows things down once again with this track. This is perhaps the most emotional ballad on the album, And as with Vampire, this song is also reminiscent of Driver's License. This is a song about holding a grudge against a former lover. You feel betrayed by this person for how they treated you overall and how they ended things with you. You can't fathom how someone could do what this person did to you, and worse, even without feeling any remorse whatsoever. What you do believe, however, is that this person must feel so insecure, unhappy, and hurt that they feel the need to make you feel the same way. No matter how hard you try, you can't manage to let it go. And you don't even feel strong enough to forget this person and just move on. Despite everything this person did to you and how strongly you feel about it, they still mean something to you in the end, which makes it even harder for you to move past this whole ordeal. And well, a lot of relatable songs on this album, I'm realizing. This song is also one of them because it can be pretty common to hold a grudge against someone who did you wrong in a past relationship, and you know that this person doesn't give a fuck, but you do. So even though you know that about the other person, you're still finding yourself winning arguments against them in your mind. You can't seem to move on from this, even though you know the healthiest thing to do here is move on and just forget about the whole thing. But with these songs being written by, at that time, a 19-year-old girl, it's pretty common in the teenage relationship field to be this immature. So I mean, yeah, it's natural for teenagers to go through this mentality. Now, track number 11, Pretty Isn't Pretty. Olivia picks things back up one more time with the song. The vivid instrumentation does a good job of masking the song's negative lyrics. And in this song, Olivia touches on the ever-changing beauty standards for women, similarly to the album's opening track, All American Bitch. She finds herself frustrated over not feeling pretty enough, no matter what she wears or what makeup she puts on, to the point of pondering the option of modifying her face and or body. She makes matters even worse by comparing herself to other women in the media, instead of sticking to what makes her pretty in her own right. And I mean, this song can be pretty relatable to women because we all know perfectly well that women are held to ridiculous beauty standards every day. And with the growing presence of media such as Instagram, TikTok, and whatnot, it's only making matters worse. So the best thing for women to do is just, as I said with the song, just focus and accept and conform with what makes them beautiful in their own right, and stop comparing themselves to other women, no matter the temptation to do so. And track number 12, the last track on this album, Teenage Dream, Olivia slows things down one last time. This song builds towards an explosive climax before ending off on a soft note. This is a pretty strong closing track for the album. This song is a callback to Brutal, the opening track of Olivia's debut album Sour, where the lyrics were, "I'm so sick of 17, where's my fucking teenage dream?" At the time of writing this song, Olivia was 19. At the time of writing this song, Teenage Dream. So she reflects on her growth 2 years later. Olivia feels uneasy about growing up and moving past the teenage phase of life, as she fears that she'll lose the best parts of herself. She worries that things won't get better for her with time, even if people tell her otherwise. And yeah, I mean, this is a song we can all relate to because for me, that I already passed the teenage phase years ago, I felt at that time that I maybe didn't live my teenage dream, that I missed out on, stereotypical stuff that teenagers go through. So yeah, I mean, I can understand why Olivia feels this way, especially growing in the limelight. So yeah. So my final overall thoughts on the album are that Olivia delivered a solid sophomore album. There's always a worry that the new artists will go through the sophomore slump when they, flop with their second album, that their second album doesn't match the success of their first album and goes to the other extreme of being unsuccessful. This album is a worthy follow-up to the monumental album that was Sour. This album is highly consistent. This album feels and sounds more upbeat and lively than the more laid-back Sour, yet it mirrors Sour's blend of pop and pop punk. And Olivia managed to stick the landing. Now, when comparing this album to Olivia's discography, in this case there are only 2 albums as I already mentioned, is Guts Olivia's best album to date? I would say no. I would say Sour is still Olivia's best album to date, because Sour is a strong debut album from start to finish, and it really set the bar high for Olivia's future bodies of work. And yeah, so what score do I give Guts by Olivia Rodrigo? I give it a very generous 4.5 out of 5 stars. Now, before I go, make sure to follow Pop and Bop on social media for more daily content. It's at Pop and Bop on Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter, TikTok, and Threads, and Pop and Bop on Facebook and YouTube. So yeah, guys, that was my review for Guts by Olivia Rodrigo. This has been Pop and Bop. I'm Emilio Fernandez, and thank you so much for listening. Catch you next time.